So I made this texture map, and of course I've saved a PSD file, and I've put it in a material under the color map, switched off the reflections or the reflectance, and way at the bottom here at the editor, I put the texture preview size at 1024 to 1024. Now this looks like crap. And that's because of the modeling process, all your UV coordinates are screwed up. So for instance here on the roof you see the complete texture map, what I've got. Now obviously this is not right. I'm not going to do the whole house in this tutorial, just going to show you how it works. So first of all I need to go to a different part of the program called the UV editor. Now you get this, and there's a couple of things that you need to do before you can start editing. First of all, you need to see the UV mesh. I still don't see it. I know. First we'll go to the tab Materials, and there's actually a cross here. So I'm going to switch that on, and boom, you get your materials here. Now, the UV mesh was already showing, and it's in black lines. I know it's kind of screwy, but bear with me. Now, what you got on top here is like these things. For instance, here I can select UV polygons. Don't touch any of the tools that you don't get, because there's body paint in here as well, and it's all screwy. Okay, so you first get the UV polygons. I got the selection tool. I'm just gonna. Why is it not working? Because I got the house not selected. Right, now it should do something. Right, so I got the front of my birdhouse. Now, because of all the functions, it can be quite daunting, but bear with me. Then we're just going to go over to the front view. I'm just going to do it like this because it didn't want to use the shortcut. I'm pushing on H. Now I'm looking in non-perspective view straight at the front of the house. And it's going to use that camera when I use the frontal projection. I'm just going to project the entire texture, what I got here, onto this flat surface. I push frontal. Now you won't see anything, but I can put it here in the display in lines, etc. And you can see here the UVs from the front are now all lined up here. Now you can use the, for instance, the move tool. That's the E on your keyboard, and just move these UVs down here, for instance. Now you will notice that if you use the scale tool, there's two scale tools. There's the non-proportional or the non-uniform scale and the uniform scale. Try to use this one as much as possible. The non-uniform scale causes stretching. I'll show you what that means. If I do like this, this is non-proportional. I'm actually stretching out the texture. And if I position it right, like this, and I'm just going to use the non-uniform as well for the vertical axes, you get something like this. Actually, this looks pretty good, but normally I would be against stretching the texture, and that's basically what you're doing. Let's put this over here. Something like this. Now you can do that to all sides, and of course you need to pick a different side. Oh, by the way, if you screw up your non-perspective view, go to View, Frame Default, and it will snap back to the default setting, and it will straighten out your shot. If I go to the perspective view, obviously it will project from a perspective, which is usually not okay. Let's see what else I can tell you. Well, most of these textures are flat projections, but I got this little sticky thing right here. That's a stick, and I'm just going to go over to the stick, and I'm going to put a cylindrical mapping on it. It actually is a cylinder, so it already has a cylindrical mapping. Let's see, let's get the UV coordinates. Oh, God, it's a little bit messy. The material's on, yes. UVs, get the selection tool, thank you. Right, with the shift key can make, but this is a separate object, so I don't have any dealings with the birdhouse itself. And now you can see that it's all up here, and I actually want it just on this tiny little piece here, which is tree bark. So I'm going to scale it first uniformly. If I take the corner piece, I can just scale it towards that corner. I'm just going to scale it down. It looks like I skipped one of the UVs, which is not good. I'm just going to select it again, and this time switch off visible only. So I got all the UV polygons around the cylinder. I'm just going to scale it again, like this, roughly like that, and position it like here, like so, roughly. And of course I can zoom in, but that will just take a lot of time and it won't be very clear to you. And that's why I'm doing it this way. And then I'm just gonna click again on the top side and then move up so that I'm stretching the UVs across the texture. This looks okay. And of course, if you need to be sure that the textures are okay, just render it. But in the preview, it's already set to 1024 by 1024, so that should be okay. Now, this little piece here, that's the last thing I'm going to do. I've actually bridged these polygons so that I actually would get quads and just two triangles, sorry. If I select only visible elements, I can just select these polygons. I'm going over to the front view again, and I'm just going to zoom in so that the UV polygons are going to become large. And I'm just going to do frontal mapping. And now I got this little tiny cylinder here, or I'm sorry, circle. And let's move it down here. And I actually want to have more of that, more of the texture. So I'm just going to scale it and not non-proportional. I'm just going to scale it over this edge, just a little edge here. Oh, that really looks nice. Let's see. Rolling around in the non-perspective view again. And if I go to this view, you can tell the stick looks actually quite nice. So that's the way you do it. So for instance, for this whole section, you use a cylindrical mapping because the shape is a cylinder. And for the roof, I would actually put it in perspective view, but make it as flat as possible and project it through the perspective view. There's different ways of doing it, and see, as long as you have these lines straightened out, it's more or less correct. There's different ways of UV unwrapping. There's different techniques. I'm just using this one, but you're free to experiment. I'm just doing this one thing. Hang on. Frontal, yes. Move. Right, like this. I can scale it like that. Right? Okay, good luck.